There's one question that will show you exactly what you actually want in life. Not what you think you want, not what other people expect you to want, what you actually want. I've asked this question to founders, executives, artists, and it stops them cold every single time because it exposes the real reason you're exhausted, unmotivated, or feeling stuck. And I'll give you that question in a minute. But first, let me show you why you'll probably need it. Most people think they're burned out. They're not. They're just building a life they don't actually want. I know because I did it. Years ago, I was building a production company. Successful on paper, making more money than I ever had. But I was neglecting performing, storytelling, creating the things that made me feel alive. I kept saying, it's just a busy season, but I built a version of success that didn't fit me anymore. And that's when I stumbled upon this question. Here it is. If you stripped away every expectation, what would still matter to you enough to chase? Ask it slowly. If you stripped everything away, what would still matter? Then sit in the silence that follows. That silence is where your real desire starts talking again. You're not burned out. You're just asking the wrong question. You just don't know what you actually want. And I know your therapist, your friends, even that productivity YouTuber with the perfect hair told you to rest. And you tried that. You took the trip. You did the digital detox. And you came back just as exhausted. Only now, you hate hiking. Because what's draining you isn't overwork, it's misalignment. You're sprinting towards goals that you don't even want anymore. You're optimizing a life you never actually chose. And no amount of rest fixes that, because rest can't cure running the wrong race. Here's how you know you are not actually burned out. Burned out people need rest. You rest and you're still exhausted. Burned out people need boundaries. You set them, and now you're just tired with better calendar management. Burned out people take vacations. You took one, came back, and wondered if you could call in sick from your vacation recovery. That's not burnout, that's something deeper. Because burnout drains your energy, but this drains your soul. You're not tired because you've done too much. You're tired because you've done too much of the wrong thing. Somewhere along the way, you built a life that made sense on paper, but doesn't make sense in your chest. You checked all the boxes: career, house, family, success. And now you're staring at the boxes wondering why they don't feel like home. When I started asking about what would matter if every expectation was stripped away, it was like a light went on in my mind. I was so shocked to find out it wasn't more money, definitely not fame. And then I found my reason, the reason to go through the difficulties. These days, AI can optimize almost everything. Your emails, your schedule, maybe even your grocery list, but it can't tell you what you actually want. That's your job. And if you don't do it, you'll end up like I did back then, highly efficient, financially stable, and completely disconnected from the thing that made you come alive in the first place. Now, before we talk about how to fix this, let's pause. Because if you're still watching, I already know something about you. You're not lazy. You're not lost. You're just overcompetent at living a life that doesn't fit anymore. But you could change it faster than you could think. But it's not by doing what you've always done. Before we get to the framework that'll pull you out of this, we need to clear up one last misconception. Because the real reason most people never find what they actually want isn't confusion, it's conditioning. You've been conditioned. Conditioned to chase goals that photographed well. Conditioned to climb ladders that were leaning against the wrong walls. Conditioned to call exhaustion success. It's kind of ironic that you're so good at playing the game, you can't even tell you're in the wrong one. That's not failure. That's efficiency without clarity. So how do you fix it? Here's the framework I use. Step 1, stop trying to rest your way to clarity. You can't nap your way to purpose. You can't doom scroll your way to feeling better. Take one evening, no screens, no noise, and write down everything you're doing because you think you should. Every meeting, every obligation, it'll only take 5 minutes task. That list, that's not your life, that's your programming. Step 2, circle one thing on that list that you actually want to do, but can't justify. The one that feels irrational, that's a breadcrumb. Follow it. Step 3, build one small routine around that thing. 5 minutes, not an overhaul, not a new identity, just one micro routine that moves you towards it. And if there's nothing on that list that speaks to you, well, keep writing till you find one. Now, why? Because meaning doesn't arrive fully formed. It accumulates like compound interest. When you start asking what matters if all the expectations were stripped away, when you start moving toward what you actually want, energy follows. You don't have to force motivation anymore. You've probably heard people say, find your why, and it's a cute idea, but most people find their why by accident after they start moving again. So don't wait for clarity to act. Act, and clarity will chase you. You don't need another productivity hack. You don't need to quit your job and move to Bali. You need strength, the kind that lets you hold steady while you figure out what you actually want. And that's what I call mental strength. The ability to stay clear when life gets loud. To keep your standards high without burning out. To move forward when you don't have perfect clarity yet. And truthfully, clarity comes and goes. Some days I feel like I know exactly what I'm doing and why. And other days, well, I just need to stay disciplined on the thing I know that matters. It's not motivation. Motivation disappears the moment your phone buzzes. This is training. If you want to build it, I put together a free 30-day series called 30 Days to Mental Strength. It's a free email. It's down below. Every day for 30 days, I'll send you one short email, a principle of practice, a challenge, something to build the strength that makes your performance sustainable. This is the same process I use myself and then I recommend to others. The difference between people who just achieve and people who stay sharp enough to enjoy it. And remember, you're not burned out. You're just building something that doesn't matter to you anymore. So build strength and then find clarity. And let's see what happens when you finally point all that drive in the right direction.